What up, there, cyber friends? It's the Millie Man coming back at you again from Walker's Music with yet another word for today. Mind you that this has been an unusual day, but nevertheless a good day. We thank God for life, health, and strength, and for things being as well as they are. Matter of fact, we had a pretty decent, good time tonight. We had a tele-seminar tonight with my buddy of mine out in California, Grammy-winning recording engineer. His name is Khalid Glover, and we had an out of sight time tonight. We had two legends on there. He had two guests. That, matter of fact, him and Dave Hampton. They really, those guys are very well known in the recording world. And they had the guy Reggie Dozier and Benjamin Wright. They had those two cats on there tonight, and we had a very, very interesting time, and a lot of valuable information, and just a lot of good stuff was going on tonight. We had some fun. Those guys were very down to earth, and I had a great time. We need these people in the world today. And you know, we got a lot of people that go around and they just keep talking about I got faith and I this and I that, and the Lord know your heart. Yeah, He does. God really knows your heart, and He knows your intentions. But you know, faith without works is also dead too. You know, if you claim you love the Lord, you ought to show some sign. Yeah, you ought to tell Him, hey, Bonnie, you ought to show some sign. And like right now, I'm trying to do the word. We're gonna go to James, 2nd chapter, and let's do here. Let's start at the 14th verse. It said, "What doth it profit, my brethren, though a man say he hath faith, and have not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, be ye warm and filled, notwithstanding you give them those things which are needful to the body, what doth it profit? Even so faith, if it had not works, is dead, being alone. Yea, a man may say, Thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works." We're going to stop right there. May God add a blessing to the readers, hearers, and doers of His holy word. Now, brothers and sisters, it's not hard to understand what James is saying there. You know, like I said earlier, people are always hollering about the Lord know your heart and the Lord know this. Yes, He does, but faith without work is dead. You know, we holler all this here to make excuses to put other people down that are trying to do the best that they can to live accordingly and to reach excellent, a high level of living. And we use that, Lord know my heart, as a way for you to just keep away. If you want to be mediocre, you just go on and be mediocre by yourself. Don't bring somebody else down with your little knowledge of the scripture. Talking about God know your heart. God knows everything. But He says faith without work is dead. So you just keep hollering about you know God know your heart and the faith without. But He said faith without work is dead. So if you say you love the Lord, if you say you know Him, you ought to show some sign. That's what that James is saying. You got people talking, like he said, he used the analogy about the person that being destitute of food and clothing. And then you tell them to be warm and everything. Nevertheless, if you don't give them those things, your talking, your faith is in vain. So people, as we go through this daily life, and we go through such a thing, our action shows our faith. He said, you show me your faith without works, and I show you my faith by my work. In other words, show me some faith without works. In other words, if you can't have faith without works. If you don't have no work, it's an evidence of the fact that you ain't got no faith either. Simple as that, because faith is shown by the work that follows. So we need to just back up, re-steer, re-look at things before we start judging and trying to make other people that are trying to reach for a higher excellence and a higher level. Most people don't want to stay at the same level. They want to go higher. So if you don't want to go, don't hinder me. Don't hinder me. And don't down my game because of the fact that you can't get yours up. So in other words, just because of the fact, see, that's what they call envy and jealousy. You done got envious or now jealous of my relationship instead of establishing yours. So when I see people that are trying to reach for a higher level, if you can't help them, leave them alone. Don't try to pull them down. So, I just going to make that short, and that's how come I say I thought about that the other night, teleseminar with these guys. They done been out there with some of the biggest and the best superstars of music in the music world, and yet and still they're down there. They're not too tired and busy to take the time out to try to give and pass on some information to somebody else that's trying to upcoming engineers and recording musicians or whatnot. They don't feel robbed to share their expertise and knowledge. And you will be a fool not to accept graciously some information that somebody is willingly trying to give to you. Because most of the time, people is not even worried about you. So if you don't take advantage of stuff that's right there up under your nose, then guess what? You deserve to get just what you get, which is nothing. This is Mitty Man saying peace and goodbye.